wise guy. When he looks back on his night's work tonight, he will realise it's been a very useful learning process. Right now, we look ahead to Derek Chisora and Malik Scott coming your way in just a few minutes' time. They exchanged all sorts of bad words at a conference call a few weeks ago. But on Thursday, at the head-to-head press conference, well, there was a lot of love between the two of them, would you believe? They even agreed, both of them, to stand in front of me and have a chat. Listen, this is great getting you two guys together, to talk together. It's quite unusual. Let's come to you first of all, Malik. You're very, very confident that you're going to maintain your unbeaten record on Saturday. Just spell out how.
I'm just going to be me. I've worked on a lot of different things in training camp, and I'm looking forward to staying undefeated. It's going to be a great fight. Derek's going to make me dig. He's going to make me earn it. But that's what I've been doing for the last 3-4 months in training camp, and it's going to be a great fight, and I'm looking forward to staying undefeated.
Derek, what do you make of your opponent at Wembley?
Oh, you know, great show, Box Nation. As I said already from the press, from the first time they announced the fight, I say this guy boxes like a Rolls Royce, like a phantom. You know, he's a smooth glider. You know, he flows through the ring, and he's a good. He uses the ring amazing. But our way is to cut him off and hurt him every time we hit him.
Do you feel you've got too much strength for him, basically?
Oh, power. Yeah, I got power. And when I hit him, you'll know.
But Malik, for people who might not have seen you fight, what can we expect? Because Derek there has called you the Rolls Royce of heavyweights.
Well, I hate to say, I never had an opponent say something about me that I agree with 100%. He hit that right on the nail. But with this fight, the reason why it's going to be so action-packed is because I'm not going to be moving. I'm not going to be running. Derek is not going to have to look for me. I'm going to be right there. He's going to be letting his shots go. I'm going to be letting mine go. It's going to be a great fight. And, of course, I'm looking forward to staying undefeated all the time. So it's going to be a great night of boxing.
Listen, why don't I just step back and you two have a little conversation with each other. You started off.
What round am I going to sleep in? I want to know what round.
We're going to gas out. You see, the thing with Malika Scott is he might have a new trainer, but a fighter always fights the same way he's been fighting as amateurs. So what you don't understand is his way of fighting is on the back foot. Yeah? And it's the same thing. Floyd Mayweather's fighting is a counter puncher, and when he starts hurting you, that's when he comes forward. Fighters don't change the way they fight. I'm a forward-coming fighter. I love to get hit, and this guy's gonna have to keep me away from him because I'm gonna be all over him like a baby's rush. That's it.
And that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I trained for. Derek is going to be all over me like a baby's rash or whatever he said. But it's going to be a great fight, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's just a great fight. I'm excited. I'm so happy we 24, 34, whatever, how many hours away. And the fun part is now party time Saturday night.
And just finally, win, lose or draw, you've got a little cigar that you'd like to share with him.
For him and my man Don Charles, absolutely, man. Because me and Derek fight is not personal. We just both believe we two bad motherfuckers. So it's going to be a great fight. Afterwards, me, Marcus Coates, Dale, and Don Charles, we all going to hang out and have a good time.
Whatever you do, join Bunsey for his boxing hour on Monday here on Box Nation. Riddick Bowe is going to be with you. Big heavyweight guests you get on that show. Can't wait to see that. 7 o'clock Monday on Box Nation. Let us go back to ringside, shall we? All sorts of characters here at Wembley Arena tonight. Looking forward to the big fight. Alex caught up with a couple of them.
Yes, indeed. We've got a big show. We've got the big stars here as well. Hollywood's finest, Jeremy Piven, joins me here. What brings you here?
I love the fights. I watch Box Nation all the time. And I'm also friends with Derek, so I'm here to support him. And oddly enough, he's fighting an American, if you can believe it. But people have been dodging Malik Scott, you know, and they say he's the Mayweather of heavyweights, and we'll see if that's the case tonight.
Any split loyalties at all for you?
Well, yeah. I mean, nothing split about it. I mean, Derek is my boy. I like him, and he's a very sweet guy. He plays the thug, but he's got a big heart, and I don't think we've seen his full potential yet.
Yeah.
I think his worst enemy has been himself. So I know that Scott is going to put the pressure on him from the beginning to end. He's got great cardio, and we'll see if Derek obviously has more power, if he can get inside, because he doesn't have the reach. Scott has the reach, obviously. But if he can get inside and lay his power on him, he can knock him out. He has the power to knock him out.
And James Arthur, X Factor's winner, is with us as well. You're a big fan of Bradley Saunders.
Yeah, I'm here supporting Bradley. You know, he's from the Northeast. he's a great fighter. It was good to see him break his opponent down, and he made him look average, I think. So, you know, we could have a really good boxer on our hands in the future.
What are you up to now? When can we expect to see you again?
I'm going to be putting some music out soon, but you know, it's just good to be a boxing, watching fights. I'm a big boxing fan, so it's great.
Excellent. And Jeremy, back to you. Final words. How's the big fight going to turn out?
I know that Dereck does not want it to go 12 rounds, obviously. I think, you know, Derek's a really exciting and explosive fighter. I think he's going to go for the knockout. And, you know, I'm going to go with my heart on this one and say that he'll get to him and he'll knock him out, let's say, between the 4th and the 6th round.
Enjoy the fight,
All
boys.
right.
Enjoy the fight. Everyone's looking forward to it. Everyone wants a piece of the action.
And the fighters are ready to appear here at Wembley Arena then. Derek Chisora has to win this one, otherwise he fades away from the big heavyweight picture. Malik Scott, a lot of money on Malik Scott, the unbeaten American. Should be absolutely fascinating. Let's rejoin our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the vacant WBO International Heavyweight Championship. Please welcome into the ring, from Philadelphia, USA, Malik Scott!
Well, just a few weeks ago, up the road in Liverpool, an American came over and dashed the dreams of a British heavyweight. Malik Scott is looking to make lightning strike twice over in the UK. He's unbeaten, largely unknown outside of boxing circles, and they say he's simply avoided and the best kept secret among American heavyweights. The word is he's the best of that crop. He's a good boxer too. We know they can fight in Philadelphia, and he is a real danger. He's a live one, a proper live threat to Derek Chisora tonight.
Please welcome into the ring, from Italy, London, Derek Chisora!
Derek Chisora makes his way to the ring just a few months on to when he was last at Wembley. Now that was a real snoozer that night, but he was on late in a fight that didn't mean much. This certainly does. And Chisora knows it. He's trained for it too. He's his lightest in quite some time, just a pound heavier than when he fought Vitaly Klitschko so memorably back in February of last year. He can't afford any slip-ups against a proper heavyweight boxer, and Chisora is tuned. Importantly, he's in shape physically. More important than that, he seems in a great place mentally. Really looking forward to seeing how that shapes up and unfolds in Chisora's boxing tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Warren, sponsored by Betfred and Raynham Steel, proudly presents 10 3-minute rounds for the vacant WBO International Heavyweight Championship, live and exclusive on Box Nation from the Wembley Arena here in London. Your officials were appointed by the World Boxing Organisation and the British Boxing Board of Control. Your 3 scoring judges at ringside are Mr. Terry O'Connor of Birmingham, Mr. Howard Foster of Doncaster, and Mr. Dave Parris of Leeds. Your WBO supervisor is John Handler of Hadley Wood. Your British Boxing Border Patrol representative is Mick Collier. Your timekeeper at the belt is Bob Edgeworth. And when the action begins, your referee in charge is Phil Edwards of Preston. And now to introduce the contestants. Firstly, fighting out of the red corner. He brings with him a record of 35 wins, 1 draw, with 12 KOs to his name. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 16 stone 8 pounds, and tonight wears the mauve and black shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to London, from Philadelphia, USA, Malik Scott! And across the ring in the blue corner stands a former British champion. His record reads 16 wins, 4 losses with 10 KOs to his name. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 17 stone 4 pounds, and tonight wears the Union Jack shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting and introducing from Finchley, London, Derek Chisora! Your referee will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Yes, sir.
Derek! Gentlemen, you've had your instructions in the dressing room, you know what I expect of you. Defend yourselves at all times, watch those heads when you're in close. Touch gloves, good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, 10 3-minute rounds for the vacant WBO International Heavyweight Championship.
Well, Malik Scott is unbeaten. Most heavyweights average something like 20 jabs per round. Malik Scott averages nearly 30. He's a slickster, he can box, and he's yet to be beaten. Chisora needs to get on his chin right from the start. It's an intriguing matchup between a fighter in Chisora who's aggressive, front foot, and who's experienced and has the better pedigree, with a guy who can box, has talent, and we don't quite know how good he is. Has he been avoided, or has he been protected? That's what we find out about Malik Scott tonight.
Well, I've watched him a few times, Alex, and he is really skillful. We've just seen he's an orthodox fighter, but he'd come out as a southpaw, just changed back now, but he's mega talented, and he's not worried about the crowd. He's happy just to box behind the jab. As you said yourself, he throws maybe 10 more jabs per round compared to the average heavyweight. Very tall, very accurate. So Derek needs to be where he is now. He needs to start fast, needs to get on his chest, keep dipping those shoulders, keep bending those legs, rolling forward, working hard, making Scott trying to push him back, trying to punch him back.
And we know Chisora can do that. First time really in recent years you've seen Vitaly Klitschko so bothered, so troubled, so huffed and puffed. And although David Haye came out on top last summer in that Upton Park extravaganza, Haye was puffing. He was made to work for every inch of that victory.
It's good from Derek. He had to eat the jab on his way in, but he paid Scott back with 2 nice body shots.
Good uppercut too.
The thing about Scott, he places his punches. He don't usually drive him in at times. I don't think either of these heavyweights are massive punchers for the heavyweight division.
Big right hand though, and Scott just shrugs it off with a smile. Again, this is exactly it. Chisora's in shape to effect this sort of fight. Amazing to think he's nearly 20 pounds lighter than he was the night he fought Tyson Fury.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? He let himself down that night, I think, coming in overweight and not as fit as he has been recently, but he's looking sharp tonight. I know Scott likes to fight off the ropes, and he fights off the ropes quite well, but that's where Derek wants him, most definitely.
And Chisora lets his hands go like he has been when he gets up close. And more so the better. That will reflect on the scorecards. If Scott's to win, he's got to win clearly.
Oh, lovely hook there.
There's been 2 of those this round, Barry. 2 delicious left hooks to the body from Scott.
But Scott already with a welt under his right eye, Alex. Don't know whether that was from a punch or a head. Ooh, good round.
Good rounds. Both had their moments, and Scott just slightly bothered by that right eye. Well, the template that we expected, the tactics that were anticipated, exactly what happened through the first round.
Yeah, that little thing we seen there was probably better. There's that left hook to the body that Scott landed with a few times. Really was back and forth winning that round. Dereck working well when he got Scott on the ropes.
Come again with the jab, you understand? Yeah. Keep him busy.
Some really sharp work from Scott.
That's why you're going to tire him out, yeah?
Plenty of work from Chisora, who
good boy.
in fact he would have been better served by a 12-round fight tonight.
Okay. This guy's not
Yes, yeah, you would have thought so, but you know, he's going to need the rounds to wear Scott down, isn't he? But he's had a good start so far.
It was a tight first round. They both had their successes. How did you see it?
I couldn't split him, to be honest. I thought Scott started off well, Dereck came back into it, and then Scott finished quite well at the end, a nice little combination.
Is he going to be like this every round?
Well, this is what Dereck wants. He wants it close, I guess, then he wants to use his weight, strength, rough Scott up. The fact that Scott already has a little bit of a swelling under his right eye will be encouraging signs for Derick Chисora.
Scott's trying to put a bit more meat into his punches there on the back foot to try and halt this Chisora charge. Amazing to think that Del Boy has actually lost 3 of his last 4 and amazingly 4 of his last 6, but those have been at a high level. And you just see that mouse under the right eye of Malik Scott.
But Dereck just can't switch off. He needs to just keep constantly closing the gap. He doesn't want to be, he wants to be in that 3/4 range constantly, all the time on his chest. Keep dipping the legs, moving the head, rolling the shoulders when he's coming forward.
For the last month, Chisora's been pumped up by the prospect of this fight. Cannot afford to lose to a guy who's good and has an excellent record. But largely, many people will say, who's he?
It's a little bit scrappy, isn't it? Not many punches landing clean.
Malik Scott actually drew back in February with Vячеслава Glazkov, the unbeaten Ukrainian, bronze medalist in the Olympics once upon a time. I think many people feel that he was a bit unlucky not to get the decision that night.
Oh, he was more than lucky, Alex. I thought he won 8 out of 10 rounds that night.
Chisora's not quite been able to land any punches this round.
It's taking too long, isn't it, to get close to Scott. So nice little whipping shots and nice little 1-2s with whipping uppercuts as Chisora's coming in.
Chisora's got the stamina, we know that. He's been 12 rounds on several occasions. Scott has been 10 rounds only 3 times. It's only really recent years he's been stepping up from 6 and 8 round distances. That tells you how his career has progressed or not, as the case is.
Yeah, it's been a funny career, hasn't it? But for me, I think that was a round for Malik Scott. I think Dereck stalked and threatened to do, but didn't actually do a lot of work.
Much better round. I want punching and moving. Don't clinch with him and don't wrestle with him. You hear me? Don't wrestle with him. Push him around. When you got your hands out there, he can't do anything. Make him keep starting over, and you showcase yourself. You hear me? Don't you get in no clinches and don't wait on them ropes. Punch with your hands and move. Punch and move. Showcase yourself. All right? Give him a little water. Good job, though. That last round was better. I want more like that. You'll steal the show. Make him look bad.
Work hard. He's coming right at you.
Well, that's a confident corner. He's got an experienced guy on his side as well, Malik Scott, in the shape of Jesse Reed, who took Lamont Brewster to that win over Vladimir Klitschko some, what, 9 years ago.
Yeah, he's a colourful character and all, isn't he, Jesse Reed? Yeah, very vocal, but talks a lot of sense. And I think he was right. I think Scott boxed quite well that last round. But Dereck, you know, he's going to have to give away some of these rounds, you know, against the sharper boxer with the longer reach. But just putting pressure, tiring him out, making Scott work all the time. And he's hoping that he's going to come into the fight in the second half.
That's it. These early exchanges are going to be more difficult while Scott is fresh and able to use his skills. So he's always going to rely on that engine and fitness, focus, strength.
Nice little flashy combination there from Scott, not much weight behind it though. And he spins off the rope very well, doesn't he? He's better from Dereck. I know he's not throwing any punches, but he's not being a target for Scott to let those combinations, those flurries go. Just moving his head, you know, changing the angle of attack.
And Scott turned pro when he was 21 years old back in 2000. He did have a bit of a hiatus, 3.5 years out with a bicep injury between 2008 and 2012. Not lost any of the sharpness of skills though.
Yeah, nice little 1-2 there from Dereck though, with Malik on the ropes. And he sits on the ropes well, doesn't Malik Scott, and he evades punches quite well, but because Chisora's a looping puncher, it's hard to slip those shots sometimes.
Chisora's not landed a thing hardly this round so far. And Scott is tying up Chisora in those clinches as well. And they were hurling insults at each other in the build-up to this. Every time you come up against a decent fighter, you get beat, said Scott.
Well, Chisora's answer could be, you haven't fought a decent fighter yet. So.
Absolutely right, that was the response. Certainly a noisy, eye-catching left hand from Chisora.
Well, it was a landing shot, but it was an open glove. I think that's why it made the noise. Just a little bit of a slap, wasn't it?
Just the sense at the end of this round that Scott is trying to wind his punches up a little, and sometimes they're travelling further, and sometimes that happens when a fighter gets tired. We'll keep an eye on that. I think Scott took that too.
Yeah, I've got that for Scott. I think he boxed quite well again. Tied Dereck up when he got in close. Dereck needs to bully him a little bit more.
I want you pushing him around and quit laying on the ropes. You're giving him the fight that way. You hear me? You got to stay in the middle of the ring, keep your body down, start picking him up with shots and shooting over the top. I want quick combinations and moving and showcase your show.
And there you see some of those quick combinations, finishing on the uppercut from Scott. They didn't really land.
Oh, they go holding, and Dereck still got through with the uppercut, to be fair. But yeah, he whips some uppercuts in, doesn't he, Scott? He sort of throws nice 1-2 straight shots and whips them in. Not much power, but they're accurate.
All right.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Come on, baby.
Seconds out, round 4.
Don Charles in the Chisora corner. They know each other so well, imploring Chisora to make a big effort. Big shout of "Come on, Dereck" from the rafters. He's trying. He's up against the slick guy.
Yeah, Scott just changed direction, isn't he? Just when Dereck's following him round, rather than cutting the ring off, he just changed direction.
As ever, Scott's going to have to do enough to persuade the judges that he is doing enough. And the second half of the fight could be very, very interesting. Better from Chisora. Scott just laughs it off, but body work from Chisora. Crowd getting into it now.
Chisora just took a little hook there, coming in off Scott.
Comes Scott. Good defense from Chisora, digging under those swinging punches.
He takes a shot well as well, doesn't he? So he's not too worried about having to take Malik's hooks.
Well, there's plenty of money for Scott, apparently all week with the bookies. Some of it apparently to win by stoppage, which seems an extraordinary punt given Chisora's chin.
And his knockout ratio as well. Yeah, it seems really strange.
But the money for him to win full stop, not entirely misplaced on what we've seen so far.
He's boxing quite well, but like I said, Dereck knew he was going to give away these early rounds, I think.
A couple of warnings from the referee for Scott.
Good left hook to the body, but Chisora had to take a left hook on the chin.
I just sense this round, though, that Chisora starting to make a little bit of an impression. He's making Scott work, and these might just be little building blocks for later in the fight.
Yeah, good body shots there from Dereck. But he's closing the gap, isn't he, Alex? That's the most important thing.
And all those body shots as well. Whether Scott shrugs them off, smiles them away or not, doesn't matter. Just depleting the energy resources in this fight. He's liable to go late on. Good round that for Chisora.
Yeah, good.
Some more, yeah? Much better. Keep working that body. He's gonna fold, trust me. Okay, please.
He's there. Keep your head still. Come on, put your head back.
He can't work at your pace. Once you're in there, you're stronger than him, yeah? Keep drilling that body. Don't worry. You're investing in it. Keep investing, yeah? Good boy. But we need some more jab, yeah?
Listen, don't just walk in, jab your way in or rolling. You're just walking in straight. You mustn't do that, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're doing good. That was a good round.
Well
we want
done.
another round like that. Don't switch off, yeah? We want this, yeah?
Slowly breathe, come on.
We want it and we need it.
Well,
good man.
Come on, slowly breathe.
Do you have enough?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
Good boy.
Let's give him a couple jabs now.
Okay.
That was a good round. More.
Round 5.
Frank Warren trying to urge Chisora forward. Excellent insight into the corner there. Investment was the word from Don Charles. I said little building blocks. That was a better word.
Yeah.
Investing with the body work.
The body work and the pressure, you know, you want to make a boxer, a technical boxer, a gifted boxer like Malik Scott, work hard, tire him out.
Ooh, that was good. Very nice from Scott. Quick 1-2 with the uppercut. And again.
But the good thing for Dereck is, even though he's getting caught with these shots coming in, and another lovely hook uppercut he just got caught with, the second half of the round, at the end of the round, he's working hard and then swaying maybe some of these rounds in his favour. Could happen that way.
Chisora's the one coming forward. It's been a frenetic pace, and you just sense Chisora will be happier with that.
But Scott, you got to keep throwing that jab out, Malik Scott, doesn't he? Got to keep Dereck on the end of the punches. Got to keep it at long range. That's better from Dereck. I was just about to say he needs more head movement.
Scott managing to dance his way out of trouble. Heavily tattooed American. He was a stellar amateur once upon a time as well. He won a bronze at the 1997 Junior Olympics. Although his professional career hasn't hit the same heights, if he could beat Derek Chisora, suddenly he's launched forward just like Tony Thompson in the twilight of his career.
Well, he should have been there already, shouldn't he, really, on the fights he's had and wins he's had.
Time is pressing. Turns 33 in October, Scott.
Oh, some good work again there from Scott. And Dereck just not moving his head enough. I think he needs sharper movements when he's coming forward. Just overreaching there with that right hand over the top.
Inside the final minute of the 5th. We're already at halfway, can you believe? Good movement from Chisora, good footwork. Scott's done well to tie Chisora up when they've got close.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
That's it from Chisora, much better. Good energy.
The problem with it is they're good movements and they're good tactics, but that takes a lot out of you. That's the only reason why he's not doing that all the time. But dipping the shoulders and with sharp movements, that's probably a better tactic for Dereck. But another round there for me for Malik Scott.
Yeah, it was a good finish from Chisora, but a little too late, and just a quick glance down the in-running betting, and
don't give
the bookies have got
off. You're giving him too much space at time.
Malik Scott as an odds-on favourite, trading around about 4 to 6 as we speak. Chisora around about 6 to 5.
You're still not jabbing enough.
So the bookies think, like Barry Jones, Scott's in front. You've got to keep clear by 2 rounds, Barry.
Yes, I have at the moment, yes.
You've got to stay in the middle of the ring and keep him working. Keep him working with your hands.
As we said, it's all an investment.
Okay. This is where you take over. Take over.
Just hit him back on his heels there, didn't he, with the uppercut, Scott? Oh, if this guy could punch.
That'd be sharp, fast punches, and then the movement away to dance out of reach as well. Jesse Reed saying this is where you take over to Malik Scott, and most of us are thinking, hoping it's the other way around. Here comes the pressure from Chisora, and Scott just leaning back on those ropes and then tying his man up.
Good work there from Dereck.
And the crowd rolling Chisora forward, and there's some taunting from Scott. I won't repeat that, but I think he was suggesting that Chisora's not punching very hard.
Well, he cuffs with the shots, doesn't he, a lot, Dereck? He likes the other clubs, or he cuffs with them. So some of them don't carry a lot of weight, some of them do. And even though Scott's holding there, I think Derek's just smothering his work slightly, isn't he? Just needs to take a half a step back.
Not so much, though, from Scott in this round. He's been landing those eye-catching punches. And even though those are on the sort of shoulder and whatnot, Chisora's trying to make an impression. He's enjoying himself a bit more again here.
Yeah, from the back of the arena, though, that right hand looked like it landed, didn't it? Just caught Malik Scott on the shoulder.
Chisora looking to throw that straight jab to the body, just to get himself into range.
It's the constant pressure, though, that has really just made Scott just slow down a little bit, hasn't it?
Inside the final minute, Chisora's probably on top so far. And this fight is just swung and fro through each round.
He's a little flurry now, doesn't he, Derek Chisora?
It's quite cute, Scott, isn't he? He just sort of angles his body away, so he never really takes one clean. Down on the ropes, he's gone down. Scott. He's gone down. He takes a count. He looks to his corner. Frank Warren's on his feet on the far side. Son Francis, is he getting up? He's counted out! What has he done? He's mistaken the count. And Malik Scott counted out in a fight he was probably winning.
Well, a bizarre end, wasn't it? He won a heavy knockdown. He was taking the count, wanted to get up at 8, left it too late, and the referee had no choice but to stop it. But it was a disappointing end because it was just warming up, wasn't it?
It certainly was. There's no doubt Malik Scott has got his faculties. He knows exactly where he is. And the truth is, he was probably cleared on the cards by a couple of rounds. We'll have to see the tape again about where the count was and where his knee was. But he stayed down for an awful long time for a fighter who seemed to be okay.
Yeah, well, he done the right thing. You stay down till 8. You know, you make the most. You make the much of the rest as you possibly can. But he obviously mistimed it terribly, and the referee counts to 10. He got no choice, did he, to wave it off, whether you're hurt or not. But a shame, because that was really, really warming up into a cracking little contest.
Real shame. That was brewing up nicely, and you sensed those last 3 or so rounds were going to be nip and tuck. And the story was still to evolve. It was a big right hand over the top.
Yeah, I don't think he was megally hurt or anything like that. He wasn't seriously hurt. Caught him, I think he just disorientated slightly. Done the right thing. He wasn't hurt. You can see him smiling. He's fine. He's aware of what's happening. If anything, he might have just lost his balance, but I don't think that shot landed really clean. But anyway, he took the count. Took the count fine.
Smiled initially when he managed to gather himself. There's no doubt that right hand did sort of land almost on the top of the head of the ear. Seemed to lose his left leg forward.
I honestly think
5,
that
6, 7, 8 was the count. 9. No, 9 and a bit. 9.5 to 10.
It's a close call, isn't it?
The thing is, you just don't give the referee that opportunity.
And also, that's slow motion, man. So, you're saying it looked like 9, like you got up at 9, but obviously, he's counting 9, 10 in normal speed. That's a second, obviously. So,
he's trying to get back up at 9, but it was simply too late. And what a waste for Malik Scott, and what a shame for us, because that fight was brewing up.
Hey, but listen, that's a win for Dereck, and he's back in contention for any title that's going.
It was a must-win for Chisora, and it was a fight that wasn't going entirely to the script.
And even though, I think Scott was winning, Derek's tactics were good. He was making him work. He was tiring him out. So it wasn't out of the realm of possibility that he would have won that fight anyway.
Right, let's get the final full confirmation of it from up in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2 minutes 56 seconds of round 6, Malik Scott has failed to beat the referee's count. The winner and the new WBO International Heavyweight Champion from Finchley, London, in the blue corner, Derek Del Boy Chisora. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the gallant Malik Scott. Derek Chisora will now be presented with the belt by John Handler, the WBO supervisor and now president.
A little bit of drama, perhaps controversy, an unsatisfactory ending. The most important thing for Derek Chisora and his followers is that he's back in business.
Thank you very much indeed, Barry. Thank you, Alex. Yes, Del Boy very much back in business with that belt around his waist as well. We will examine that count very, very closely. We'll have a word with both the fighters as well, but to the WBO International Heavyweight Champion is now Derek Chisora, and no histrionics, no wild stuff from him in the ring. He has been a classy, sporting act up there. Had a lot of courses to improve his behaviour, a bit of anger management, I believe, but a classy sportsman up there tonight, and a very, very difficult fight. And he's become the first man to beat Malik Scott. Let's get a view of Nathan Cleverly here. I mean, it's a W, which he really, really wanted, didn't he? But very, very tough fight for him.
Yeah, it's a W which he needed. It's a shame the fight finished there. You know, I think Malika Scott was in position to continue, but I've got no sympathy with him for giving the referee that opportunity, getting up that late on 9 seconds. The count was on 9, getting up that late. You give the ref no position. You know, I got no sympathy for that. At least get up in plenty of time. And you know, he laid down. He was laid back on his knee. You know, just.
No sympathy, no sympathy. Let's have a little close look, Steve, at this, what happened here. Certainly started with a good shot from Derek Chisora.
Derek catches him on the back of the head. He's crowded him back. He hits him on the back of the head, so there's a little bit of momentum from the shot and a little bit of momentum from Derek. But he goes down there from being hit on the back of the head. At that point, he's smiling. Well, you know what? Don't smile.
5,
Here's the thing you're missing here,
6,
Jim. Okay?
7,
8, 9 out. Now, Barry Jones was absolutely right. Okay, that was in slow motion. When we see it in real time, we'll see it. But here's the other thing.
That is real time. Yeah, that was real time.
No, that wasn't. That was slow.
Real time. That was real time. No. Trust me.
No, that's slow motion now. Look.
No. Trust me. That was real.
Well, in that case, you know, let me tell you something. In that case, he should have been out. And this is my problem, Jim. You've got Jesse Reed in the corner, Hall of Fame guy. You've got 6 other voices in the corner. They've all got Team King on them. This is what you do when someone goes down, whether it's a 17-year-old or a 32-year-old world contender. You're smashing the canvas, you're getting the guy's eye, and you're telling him at 8 to get the hell up.
Okay.
And what are those cornermen doing? What, they're ironing the tracksuits? That corner should take the blame, not the box, and certainly not the ref.
Okay, no sympathy from up here then. No. Let's have a word with both men involved in that controversial finish.
Yeah, thanks very much, Derek Chisora. Got a terrific reception from the crowd just a few moments ago. Del Boy, good to be back?
Yeah, it's good to be back in Wembley. You know, Frank is putting up a great show, Box Nation. Can't complain.
Let's bring in Malik Scott. Malik, slight controversy about the way the fight has ended. We've just been reviewing the tapes with the guys upstairs. It looked like you were trying to get up at 9. Why did you take so long?
Well, I'm a professional. Derek hit me with a good shot. It was like one of them shots that was like right by the ear, the equilibrium shot. Sure. He hit me with the shot. I gave myself an 8 count. I was up at 9. The count is to 10 everywhere in America, including England. You know, it is what it is. Derek fought a good fight. I'm proud of him, and I wish him the best. And if we could get a rematch, that's something I would definitely want.
You feel you beat the count?
No, everyone know I beat the count, but Derek won the fight. We're not going to turn this into a thing where we're talking about the count. Okay. Derek won a clean, fair fight, and Frank put on a good show. And, you know, hopefully they have me back for a rematch.
Okay, excellent. This is a really important fight for you tonight, to get back in the game.
Yeah, you know, Malik, very great. You see the way he was using the ring. But I say to myself, when we signed for this fight, I knew he was going to be counter-punching me. He had good hand speed. But I said, I'm going to bite my gum short. I'm going to walk through him. And he's going to miss his big shots because I move anyway. He was missing with so much big shots. And I said, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to catch him either way. If I catch him, he's going to go down. And I caught him.
You seem in a good place right now in the build-up, both physically and mentally. What would you like next?
You know, I want to fight the Klitschkos again. I want to go back to Germany. You know, me and the older brother got some unfinished business, basically.
Let's bring Frank in and see if that can happen. He's got the WBO fringe title. Where does that leave him, and what next?
It gets him a good top 10 ranking. More importantly, it shows you when he gets himself into the condition that he should be in, he's a different type of fighter. You know, Malik is, you know, he's a real tricky customer. He's a good fighter. You can see why people avoid fighting him because he's got great boxing skills. You know, Derek, as he said, he bit his gum shield. He knew he had to take a few shots to get in there, and he did it. And you know, I take my hat off to him. He's now back into the game, and he'll fight again on the 21st of September at the Copper Box in our first show there. I'm going to be looking again for a big name for him. And as Malik said, down the road, maybe a couple of fights time, there's a rematch there, and we don't have no problem with that. You know, the crowd like Malik. He came over. He's entertaining, good guy to work with, great team around him. And we liked working with him, but you know, Derek showed what he's capable of doing. And you know, Derek getting down to this weight for his first time seriously. Was it for 2 years now? This is the lightest you've been. Keep doing that, and you're going to see a bigger and bigger difference in every fight.
Great stuff. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Derek Chisora very much back in the big time there, and one of the reasons why that weight has come down, he stopped binging on packets of biscuits. And I think if a penny has finally dropped with Derek Chisora, it might have dropped now that you've got to work hard, as you would testify. You've got to keep yourself in great shape for this, the hardest sport of all, Nathan.
Yeah, exactly. At all times, really, you know, it's every fight is like a title fight. If you treat it like that, because no opponent is easy in that box ring. If they catch you on an off night, you can get found out. So it's important every fight. Just treat it as your last fight.
Do you think, a final word on Derek Chisora? He got one other very good fight to come very shortly. Do you think the penny has dropped with Derek? 30 later this year. I've got to take this game seriously to earn the big money.
I know it's dropped. I've sat with him in the studio. I've talked to him in the green room. I've had a couple of hours with him. It has dropped. Derek Chisora is where he should have been 18 months ago. We've got a good 2 years with Derek Chisora, and Frank Warren's absolutely right. No immediate rematch. Let's have it in 2 fights' time. Who knows where the pair of them will be in 2 fights? It'll be a bigger fight.
And the good thing was no whinging from the Americans about that count either. Bit of quality there from Malik Scott. We got to quality.